The secret behind Ford's most mysterious truck. If you call yourself a classic truck expert, this impossible 8-lug 1976 Ford F-150 might just rewrite what you know about the Dentside era. On the surface, the vehicle carries standard half-ton F-150 exterior badging. Yet, a physical inspection of the undercarriage reveals an F-250's full-floating rear axle. While it is common to assume this is simply an aftermarket junkyard parts swap, the physical evidence proves otherwise. The definitive proof is located on the factory door tag. The F13 or F-130 VIN code confirms that this hybrid assembly was entirely intentional. It is not an assembly line error, but a very specific, little documented configuration engineered to navigate the regulatory gray zones of the mid-1970s. Hit the subscribe button, and let's examine the mechanical facts and the regulatory framework behind the Ford F-130. To understand why the F-130 exists, we have to travel back to the darkest era of American automotive history, the mid-1970s. The EPA had just unleashed the Clean Air Act, and with it came a wave of strict emissions hurdles. For truck guys, the pain was visceral. The federal mandates for catalytic converters, smog pumps, and unleaded fuel were effectively castrating the legendary American V8. Engines once advertised around 300 gross horsepower were now showing numbers in the mid-100 once net ratings and strict emissions equipment took over. Detroit was suffocating. At the center of this legislative stranglehold was a specific metric, the Gross Vehicle Weight Rating, or GVWR. The EPA clearly defined light-duty vehicles as anything sitting under a 6,000-pound GVWR limit. If your vehicle fell under that line, you were hit with the full suffocating force of the new emissions laws. The beloved standard Ford F-100 fell straight into this regulatory trap. The blue-collar working man who actually needed to haul lumber, carry heavy equipment, or pull a trailer, driving a smog-choked F-100 became an agonizing, underpowered experience. The truck could barely get out of its own way. Ford was backed into a corner. They desperately needed to offer a capable work truck that could legally breathe, but they had to do it without forcing regular buyers to step up into massive, expensive commercial vehicles. They needed a loophole. The loophole Ford found was hidden in plain sight. The EPA classified anything with a gross vehicle weight rating of over 6,000 pounds as a heavy-duty vehicle. The reward for crossing that line was significant. These heavy-duty vehicles were spared from some of the strictest light-duty emissions hardware, often avoiding mandatory catalytic converters. To exploit this, Ford birthed the F-150 in 1975, marketed as a heavy half-ton, specifically scaled to tip the scales just past that magical 6,000-pound threshold. But the 1976 F-130 takes this regulatory maneuvering to an entirely different, almost bizarre level. Because official factory documentation is so scarce, we must step into the F-130 anomaly cautiously. However, known examples suggest, and surviving door tag data points to, a very deliberate hybrid build. Some of these unique trucks appear to carry standard half-ton F-150 sheet metal and badging, but they were optioned underneath with F-250 8-lug running gear. By utilizing heavier suspension components and massive full-floating rear axles, Ford was able to comfortably push the GVWR up to around 6,150 pounds, ensuring it stayed well out of the EPA's light-duty grasp. Without the chokehold of strict light-duty emissions, what was under the hood? Current owners and junkyard hunters have reported these rare trucks hiding less restricted engines. Many were equipped with the famously unkillable 300 cubic inch inline-6, a motor known to outlast the trucks it was bolted into. Others received the torquey 360 FE V8. To make sure these trucks could actually do the heavy lifting their 8-lug axles promised, they were frequently mated to the new process 435 4-speed manual transmission. This was not just any gearbox. It featured a brutal 6.69-to-1 granny gear in first, a ratio so low you could practically pull a stump out of the ground at idle. The ultimate fascination with the F-130 is its ghost-like status. Evidence heavily emphasizes that this seems to be a one-year-only configuration isolated to 1976. Some historians and forum veterans believe this specific 8-lug half-ton setup was possibly tied to specific camper special orders designed for buyers who needed the payload capacity for a heavy slide-in camper without jumping into a true F-250. Regardless of its original intent, the official paper trail remains incredibly thin, making every surviving F-130 an automotive unicorn. Ford wasn't the only automaker reading the EPA's fine print. The 6,001-pound Loophole sparked Detroit's quiet heavy half Loophole race. General Motors quickly fired back with the Chevrolet Big Ten and the appropriately named GMC Heavy Half. Unlike the elusive F-130, these weren't secretive 3/4-ton hybrids. Instead, they were accurately described as standard half-ton trucks cleverly optioned into a heavier GVWR class. By adding selected heavy-duty hardware, most notably thicker, stiffer leaf spring packs, GM legally pushed these vehicles just over the 6,000-pound line, allowing them to ditch the catalytic converters and breathe freely. But it was Chrysler who turned this regulatory loophole into an absolute masterpiece. Dodge used the exact same heavy-duty weight class trick on their D-150 chassis, and the result was the legendary 1978 Lil Red Express. Because the truck benefited from the heavier truck classification, Dodge engineers were legally allowed to drop a de-restricted 360 cubic inch Police Interceptor V8 straight into the engine bay. The result was staggering. This red farm truck with wood-paneled bedsides became the fastest American production vehicle from 0 to 100 mph that year, humiliating sports cars like the Corvette and Trans Am. It was a brief, beautiful rebellion, but the EPA eventually caught on to Detroit's clever game. By the late 1970s and early 1980s, the federal government raised the heavy-duty threshold from 6,000 pounds all the way to 8,500 pounds. The golden age of the heavy half was dead, effectively closing the loophole forever. Though the EPA successfully closed the emissions loophole, the technical philosophy of the heavy half never actually died. The strange Frankenstein DNA of the 1976 F-130 simply lay dormant, waiting for the late 1990s. When Ford introduced the 10th generation aerodynamic Jelly Bean F-150, they faced a production gap before their new Super Duty line was ready. Their solution was a 7,700-pound GVWR F-150 stopgap. To handle the extra payload, Ford engineers created a notorious mechanical compromise, the deeply hated 7-lug wheel. The beefed-up rear axle was too large for a standard 6-lug pattern, but not quite large enough for a true full-floating 8-lug setup. It became an absolute logistical nightmare for tire shops and mechanics, but undeniably, it stands as the closest spiritual echo to the F-130's heavy half weirdness. Even in the modern era, this philosophy survived through Ford's heavy-duty payload package, which continued to blur the lines between half-ton and 3/4-ton trucks right up until very recently. But while these newer trucks carry the payload, none of them share the sheer outlaw mystique of the original Phantom. The 1976 Ford F-130 remains one of the strangest footnotes in Ford truck history. It is a phantom hiding in plain sight. So, the next time you find yourself wandering through a classic car show, or you stumble across an old, rotting Dentside parked out behind a barn, don't just glance at the F-150 badge on the fender and walk away. Take a closer look. Count the lugs on the wheels. Open the driver's side door and read the VIN on the door tag. You might just be looking at a legendary F-130. This rare truck represents a truly fascinating piece of regulatory engineering history. It serves as physical evidence of a brief, brilliant window in time where Detroit automakers fought federal emission chokes not with armies of corporate lawyers in a courtroom, but with thicker leaf springs, clever GVWR ratings, and heavy-duty 8-lug axles. If you enjoyed uncovering this hidden piece of automotive history, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what mystery vehicle we should investigate next.